a heart attack. Fast fatal heart impact. Past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and past. I back up my actions. Fact, don't ask. Grab reactions. Jacked attack with every word. Then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused. Call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a number of things have happened. Now, we had Deku, Jean Grey, Namor, Colossus, and Magic. They have all become the Phoenix Five. They discovered the Phoenix was heading back to Earth, and the mutants, they reached out to the Earth's heroes. After the heroes, they tried to call them to aid in the situation. Now, obviously the mutants, they were trying to deal with Genosha, and bringing their people back from the dead, and even trying to repower some mutants. But the Avengers, they were also slightly annoyed. The mutants reached out to them when they realized what was going on, and they wanted to tell the Earth's heroes a bigger problem was on the horizon. And the heroes, yeah, they're a bit confused. It was only whenever the mutants realized the threat was the Phoenix did they come out and try to help. I mean, they understand that they could be handling their own threat, things they aren't aware of yet, that they haven't been told. But this is big. The Avengers and mutants thought, whenever it came down to what was going to be happening, the Avengers wanted to try and destroy and take out the Phoenix. Well, the mutants have learned, thanks to the Phoenix beaming information into their heads, the Phoenix might be here to help them. It came here last time and its power was overwhelming. It's a cosmic force. But this time, this cosmic force, it has the ability, if not it is willing, to undo what the Scarlet Witch may have done. And that was decimate their species. Now, Deku and the Phoenix Five, currently, they're all sitting down. And right now, it's been a few days since the Avengers and the X-Men have fought. The Avengers, clearly, they've gone into retreat. They don't want to even try to deal with this right now. They need to pull back and think about what to do. Because if they don't approach this correctly, then there might be an issue. A cosmic force can break free. And somebody, they may get hurt. And Izuku being one of these Phoenix Five is also a very bad issue. The Phoenix dominated Jean Grey's personality, and right now it might dominate Izuku's. Now, Deku, him and the Phoenix Five do all sit there. Them all in chairs and in a circle. As right now Deku, he is leaning back, and he actually does have Jean sitting down on his lap, as she actually does have her arm wrapped around him, as the chair that is next to Deku's is empty. Her going to somewhat lean in and whisper to Deku a few things. As Deku, he does going to turn to her and going to somewhat lean forwards, whispering back to her as the two, they're planning. And right now Deku is going to look towards Namor, the man sitting there, him trying to ask them to get this over with. In time, Namor. Colossus, Magic. All of you. What do you think about Apocalypse? I have not really been around. Please explain. Now, Deku, he would tell Namor what Apocalypse is. And right now he is intrigued. The ability to bring mutants back from the dead. That sounds intriguing. And, from what he can understand, a way to amplify powers. And Horsemen of the Apocalypse? That does sound familiar. Okay, so it's intriguing then. Now, Namor does ask Deku to continue. Right. Colossus, Magic. What do you two think of the man? He is very strange. I would agree with my brother. Apocalypse, he's clearly up to something. I mean, I don't trust his judgment. Well, I do trust his abilities and powers. Even I know a devil whenever I see one. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Me and Jean would have to agree with you on that. The man very clearly can't be trusted. And right now, one of our major issues is what to do with him. We can get into his mind. Me and Jean. Right now, we are all on the telepathic plane. This place, we can manipulate it. Here, our minds are connected. And right now, the idea is quite simple. We draw in Apocalypse. Jean whispering to Deku. And Deku does go to slightly turn. Really? Yes. Alright. An idea. Jean wants to pull his mind from his body. Rip him out, and I can take his physical body out. You really think that that's a good idea? Of course I do. It's either that or we take him under our control. We persuade him not to do what he plans to do. Jean's already tried looking into his mind, and it's been hard for her to do undetected. We've had to gather our own telepaths. And while it is easier to amplify her power that way, the Phoenix Force, it's a better way to stay undetected. Whenever me and Jean do work together, we can see everything. We can see right through that man. And right now, Namor, the man plans to overthrow us. He wants to kill us and take the Phoenix. Or he wants it to simply disappear. It's hard to tell, really. He has celestial tech protecting parts of his mind. The guarded pieces, they're harder to get through undetected. We've gone through one piece, but it's very clear what he does plan. He either plans to wait this out and sees what happened with us, or he does plan to see what he can do. Possibly take the Phoenix, or wait for it to disappear again. He's well aware as to what happened almost, if not over a decade ago. And right now, I think we all know what he is planning to do. I agree. However, I do have my own concerns. You do? Yes. I believe that the Avengers are hiding in Wakanda. And why would you think that? It's quite easy. No one has been able to find him. And the Avengers have not been spotted on Earth. There's only one place closed off to the world. One place that can stay hidden. And one place I know he would hide. Who would hide? T'Challa. Me and that man don't really have a good track record. You don't? No, we don't. Now, Namor would start to explain, and right now he actually is going to spill a secret to Deku, informing him about the Marvel Illuminati, and exactly what they do. Now, Deku is actually a bit surprised. Really? Yes. Some of the brightest minds on Earth. Me, T'Challa, Xavier, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, and your precious Iron Man. I don't like that. Yes. Captain America has more recently been in on our meetings. However, right now, topics have been discussed. You, Scarlet Witch, this chaos power she has, along with multiple other subjects. In fact, I am curious. I want to go to Wakanda, and if it does mean that I can do something, take a shot against T'Challa, I will take it down. Namor. What? Don't. Do not what? I'm going to stand. And right now, Deku, he does a stand as well. As Ori does so, Jean has reappeared back in her chair. And right now, the two, their chairs disappeared, as so did the table. Now, Deku and Namor, they do square up to each other. And right now the man is stand there, as so does Deku. And Deku's eyes are glowing red. As they do pour flames, Deku tells Namor, if he really does want to go to Wakanda, then there is a problem. He knows Wakanda. It is a place of peace. And right now, while the Avengers, they may be hiding there, they are not a threat. Not at the current moment. Do you really believe this? I do. Now, I have somebody very important to me from there. That is her home. And if you wish to try and attack her home, then I will take you down. Really now. You or your big green friend. Which will you rely on? Yourself, your power, or it is me, Namor? Excuse me. Me and the Hulk are the same person. Now, I will tell you. You've seen my powers on full display. But do you want to see me unrestricted? Attack Wakanda, and that will be what you get. I won't hold back against you. I myself personally will take you down. With the power I have, the powers we all possess. Now, Deku does bring up his hands, and Namor does stare back at Deku. Deku's eyes are glowing, and right now they shift from red to green. And Namor does stare at him, informing him as he going to turn around and walk away that this is the end of this discussion. And right now, Deku, he does watch as Namor does going to disappear. And right now, Deku does going to turn back and look towards Colossus and Magic, asking the two more about what they might need to do. That is up for much debate. Yes. Now, about Apocalypse. Now, we do actually have over in Wakanda. In Wakanda, things have been a bit strange. The Avengers aren't exactly too sure how to deal with the Phoenix Five. I mean, they're made of powerful mutants. Magic, her powers, they're not really too sure about. They don't fully understand them. Colossus' powers are very, very simple. He has organic metal skin, and along with that, he's very powerful. And then there's Jean Grey, Namor, and Deku. I mean, those three are the primary threats they can face. The other two, they're more than likely the weakest links, and that's an issue. But there's another idea. Will they have to put a specialized plan into place? I mean, if they take these guys down, there's no telling what can happen. I mean, it's clearly bad. What will they do? What will they even say? God, they'll have to use that, won't they? Now, we do actually have in Wakanda, where the ground is starting to shake, and right now out of the ocean does rise forces from Atlantis. Now, this is where Wakanda, they actually do start to get under siege by Namor. Namor bringing a massive tidal wave and smashing it directly into the coastline. As right now the city, it starts to get impacted over and over again by water. And the ground is shaking. Now, we do actually have back in the real world, where Deku, he does get to open his eyes, as right now he does just want to bring his hands up. Him grabbing onto Jean and telling her that he's going to be back. What do you mean? Her going to somewhat climb off of Deku. And right now Deku, he has to stand and tell her that it's quite simple. Him bringing his hand outwards and onto her face. Namor does not listen. And right now he does need to show where they stand. Namor needs to understand. He isn't in charge. If he wanted the power of the Phoenix, if he wants to actually use it and harness it, then he needs to be calm. Right now he is letting a personal vendetta get in his way. And right now he is letting his emotions cloud him. Izuku, are going to stand and walk up to him. Do you really think that that's a good idea? I do. Do not get emotional then. I won't. I'll be seeing you, Red. Now, Deku does get a jerky turn. Him walking over to the window, and Derky gonna fly out of it. As right now he does rocket away as he's blazing hot, and he's moving fast. Now, right now Deku, he actually arrived in Wakanda, as there actually is Black Panther and his forces. They're trying to get everything, well, stable again. The ground is rumbling, and the streets are being flooded with water. Buildings are being torn apart, and people are dying here. And right now he is concerned, as there actually is Namor. Right now he is sitting on top of a wave, and he does still float there. As the water does start to smash down under him, and right now he does hold up his trident. And he does stare down. He wants to see T'Challa. He wants to see the king of Wakanda. Because, right now, he feels like he needs to settle this vendetta. He wanted to talk. And right now, they will talk. Now, right now T'Challa, he does deploy his forces. And Wakanda, yeah. It doesn't matter how advanced their military is, right now they are going up against somebody very powerful. And right now there actually is in the sky, where something does come directly blasting in, and right now Captain America and Iron Man, they do look up. As right now Deku does go to throw his hands outwards and grab onto Namor, the two smashing downwards and directly into the water into the street. And right now Deku does go to pull back his hands and start smashing into Namor's face. Him shouting at him that he warned him, god damn it. Now, Namor is going to bring up his hands. And right now he actually is going to force Deku off of him. Him going to grab at him and throw him. Now, Namor does get back onto his feet. And right now he does go to grab his trident and get ready. As he actually does look towards Deku and rush towards him flying. Now, the Avengers do watch this. As right now Deku and Namor, they are in battle. But this doesn't make sense. They should be a hive mind. But if they're fighting, then that theory is broken. Now, that is one thing that Iron Man, he does think for a minute. Okay, but if that's the case, then they're not working together. There's conflict. They all don't agree on one thing. Okay, so this is good then. But it's also bad. It's not the combined might of their minds fighting this thing. It's the individuals themselves. Namor is temporarily put on the back foot, as right now holding the trident, he actually is flying backwards through the air, as Deku does rush forwards, blasting him with flames. Now, Namor, he actually is doing something very simple, as he actually going to bring out the trident and blast Deku with water. And right now the flames of the Phoenix are meaning the water of the earth. And the flames of the Phoenix, they're winning. They're burning through the water. And right now they do reach through the water and blast into Namor. The water evaporating in the air, as right now Deku does go to see that. Him bringing his hands up and telling Namor. Namor, he really doesn't understand things, does he? Now, Namor does stare at Deku. As right now Deku, he actually does manipulate the molecules in the air. And the steam, Deku does move together and form into something. As right now Deku, he does hold up a weapon. And Namor is alarmed. As Deku does stand there holding a sword. What is this? Namor, I'm more in tune than you are. I might be mentally fucked up, but you're worse than I am. Deku flying directly in. And right now Namor, he does get to dodge. Deku slashing upwards with a sword. As right now Namor, he actually does to throw up the other side of his trident. Him colliding with the weapon and bringing up his other hand. Him uppercutting Deku as right now the two do go flying upwards into the air. And the Avengers, they're left stunned to watch this. Now, it is very intriguing. There are two different avatars of the Phoenix fighting in Wakanda. And right now, Deku, he's defending this place. Does that mean he has more control? Does that mean that he's, well, fighting it? I mean, he didn't willingly do this to himself. Did he? Now, Deku and Namor are in the air. And right now the two are going back and forth, back and forth. And Deku, he does get to clock Namor across the face. As right now he actually just wants to bring up his hand and blast him with gamma energy. Now, Namor isn't flying backwards. As right now Namor, he actually just wants to bring his hand up to his head. And right now, he does feel that. He was hit with gamma radiation. That didn't feel too good. And right now Deku just hold up his hand. As right now with the sword in his hand, he actually just wants to flip it around and begin to start manipulating it again. And Namor does watch. As right now Deku, he does stand there. Or fly, better yet. And his sword, it burst into flames. Namor. Now, the man is staring at Deku. And right now, he is annoyed. Deku, he might be powerful. But he is dealing with the king of Atlantis. He is a mere human. A man. A mutant. Both the two are. Now, Namor and Deku fly towards each other and clash. And right now there is back on the ground. The Avengers are trying to evacuate Wakanda. And right now Black Panther, T'Challa, he does stir up. As right now, there are two gods of the sun fighting above him. Above his home. These people, they're truly insane. Now, there actually is backup in the sky. As right now Deku, him and Namor, they're both fighting. Namor, he has instability. He clearly isn't right in the head. And Deku can tell that. The Phoenix amplified their powers. And Deku, he was more mentally sane than he's ever been whenever he got these powers. Namor, Deku doesn't know what he's been through. He doesn't know very much about the man. But he always seemed quick to anger. Always seemed, well, in the best way of saying it, short-tempered. And the man already had a vendetta against Wakanda. That being what Deku does think. As right now he actually is flying backwards, and Namor, he actually is trying to blast Deku with energy. And Deku, he actually is avoiding it. That isn't Phoenix Fire. Deku's spinning and Doki blasting out with his hand. Now, Namor does Doki bring his hand up, and stop it with telekinesis. The field around him protecting him as the flames do barrel into it. Now, Deku, he does stand there. And right now he does go somewhat reach out to Namor. Deku reaching out to him as Namor does hear Deku's voice in his head. Stop. You won't get in my way. Namor, I'm not trying to get in your way. What? I told you we weren't going for Wakanda. Now, Deku does rush back in, and Namor does stare at Deku. As Deku, he actually goes to bring up his hands and blast out a large fireball. And Namor does bring his hands up again to put up another barrier. And this time the entire front of his barrier is covered in the power. And he's confused. Him watching as it does dissipate, and right now, he does look around. What's going on? Now, there actually is Deku. Right now, he's manipulating Namor. And Namor doesn't even realize it. As right now Deku, he does appear right behind Namor. Him and Doki gonna somewhat turn and look towards, well, behind him. And Namor does Doki see Deku, standing there, holding him. What is this? Him somewhat moving backwards. And Namor, he's alarmed. You see, Namor, I've already killed you. Namor is staring at Deku. As Deku's eyes, they flare up with fire. And right now Namor, he does watch. The fire in Deku's eyes, it gets larger. The flames around him, they conjure into a giant being. Dear God, no. Now, Namor is succumbing to madness, and right now he actually is going to look towards where Atlantis is. And right now he does see the water boiling out in the distance. Him going to turn and fly that direction. As right now we actually have in the real world, where Namor, whenever he goes to move forwards, Deku, he immediately grabbed at his blade and stabbed it up into Namor. And Namor, he actually doesn't go back into reality and look directly down. Him seeing the sword, before looking back up at Deku, as Deku just stared directly at him, bringing his hand out to Namor's throat and pulling the blade out. Now, Namor, he actually doesn't bring up his hand, him smashing Deku across the face, and going to, with his other hand, try to bring up the trident. Deku grabbing it, as Namor, he actually just watched Deku's right arm. Deku is holding onto the middle piece of the trident. And right now, the piece that he is dragging across Deku's cheek, he does watch it. The wound, it's bleeding. And Deku's face, it has damage. Namor actually trying to get the thing to go up into Deku's eye. However, Deku, he does hold it firm. And Namor, he does stare at him. As Deku does go squeeze down more into Namor's neck and inform him as to what he was saying. You are not powerful. Namor, I have more control than you do. You are a psycho. Maybe. But I have something that you don't. Now, Namor does whisper something. And right now Deku, he's enraged by it. Him pulling his weapon backwards, as right now he actually goes on fly upwards into the air. And right now, him and Namor, after they do go flying up, they do go directly flying back down towards the ground, and Deku does directly smash him into the ground. And right now, the Avengers do go to step forwards. As Wakandan forces, they advance onto the area. And right now, Deku, he does stand there. Him with a foot on the Namor's chest, and feeling his power amplify. He feels it increase. He feels this rush of power and adrenaline, and it feels good. Now, right now T'Challa does go so on to run up on the situation. Right now, Namor does lay there. And right now, Deku, he does pull out the trident directly out of Namor's throat. And right now, Deku does go so on spin it and smash it down onto the ground. Him turning towards the Avengers and towards T'Challa. Cap actually go rushing forwards. And right now, Deku does go turn to the man and bring his hand up. And right now, Steve Rogers, he actually does feel himself get thrown backwards with a lot of force. Him smashing into a wall and staying pinned. As right now, Tony Stark just goes on bring him his hands and inform Deku, stand down. Tony, do you really think that that will work on me? Pretty little suit. Fancy a little tech. You're standing in a place more advanced than your entire suit. It's laughable here. Kid, this isn't you. Tony, have you ever really known me? Kid, stand down, for the love of God. No. Namor is going to die in the next couple seconds. He attacked Wakanda. I'm simply helping my brother-in-law. Now, T'Challa, he does step forwards. Kind of confused, but not really. He suspected it for some time. And right now he does get to ask Deku, where is his sister? And Deku does look directly at him, informing him, right now she is safe. She'll probably contact him. She does have a ship and a communicator. And, well, he does want to tell him. He does love his sister. She is safe. And she's been a massive help to his family. Your family? Yes. T'Challa, well, hang on. Him bring his hand up And right now, Deku is going to somewhat manipulate things a bit more. As Tony Stark, he does somewhat have his helmet come down and inform him, as it does tell him that right now they are on an emergency order back to the Stark Tower. And Tony, he is trying to override his suit, it going to directly blast upwards into the sky and flying away. And right now, Tony, he does try to gain access, but he can't. And the rest of the Avengers, they're still evacuating other forces. And right now, Steve Rogers, he is knocked out. Deku is stepping forwards, the flames dissipating around him, as he does still hold onto the trident, it covered in Namor's blood. T'Challa, I have a family. What do you mean? It's quite simple, T'Challa. Like you will protect your nation. You will burn the world to protect it. I have children. Shuri, she's fine. She's not pregnant, but she does love my kids. Right now, I have 3. The 4th one's on the way right now. There's a woman I love who she hates to be out of the action right now. She wishes to come back. It's kind of adorable and cute. She wanted a simple life for the longest time. Yet any time the situation requires somebody to put on a pair of gloves, she's right there lacing them up. Oftentimes, it's good to have her in your corner. She's a good person. And your sister, she's a lot like that. She doesn't take shit from nobody. Hell. One of the reasons why I like her. We got along so well. So, T'Challa, I do this to protect Wakanda in her stead. Not for you. She loves this place. She calls this place home. And right now, I should probably return home. I warn you, T'Challa, do not tell the Avengers that information. It could be used in ways to harm my children. And it could be used in many ways that can piss me off. I can trust you, though. Can't I? Now, T'Challa does stay silent. Right now, he's not too sure how to approach the situation. He has thought about Deku before. The man, well, his situation. He didn't understand why he disappeared, or why he killed the Red Hulk. But this idea right now, it is getting pieced together more. Why Deku disappeared, why he was tired and went MIA. I mean, it makes sense. And then Shuri went missing. Did Deku reach out to her? No, he couldn't have. He didn't have a communicator to Wakanda. And she left. Okay, but telepathic powers. He does have them, doesn't he? I do, T'Challa. Do not look in my head. Hard to get into. Mental conditioning? Yes. Good. Then allow me to tell you, T'Challa. Right now, I plan to save my species. Wakanda, it's unfortunate. Deku turning and bring up his hand. And right now the water, it does start to evaporate. And Deku does tell him, as he has face away, he hopes to protect this place, doesn't he? That is his duty as the Black Panther. Yes. Then you understand my duties as a father. Deku turning and telling him, he will make this world one his children can live in. One where people won't be afraid of their father. They won't demonize him, and they won't see him as a monster. Nor will the world see them as the monsters of the children of a monster. Now, Deku, after he does try to fix the flooding situation, he does just want to rocket away into the sky. And right now, T'Challa, he is concerned. As right now, a lot's been put into perspective for him. Deku's abilities, his sudden change in demeanor, it does somewhat make sense. But then there's the way he talks. He talks like a leader. He's charismatic to a point. But then there's also the insanity behind his words. If you look at it from the surface, it's not really there. It's well hidden. And that's another issue. He's trying to relate to him on an emotional level, in a way that matters to him. But then there's also the other thing. Jesus. Okay, that's not good. Deku knows where his sister is, and he doesn't. That's an issue. Now, Deku does currently land back on the island of Utopia. And right now, Deku, he does somewhat land onto the ground. Him directly going to have the fire around him disperse. As Deku, he does step up. And right now, Apocalypse, he is laying there in the sand. And Jean, she does have her hands directly up to his head. And Deku is trying to ask her, what has she found? I've found much, but I need help. Deku brings his hand onto her shoulder. And right now, Jean does feel it. And she does try to at least ask a question to Deku. What about the other two? Them? I don't know. But Jean, after you shut it down, we have to discuss one thing. And that would be, which one of us becomes the Phoenix? What do you mean? Her turning. Jean, I know your involvement with this power has been interesting up to this point. But Ileana, Magic, and Cyclops, those two, we need to take them down. And only one of us should possess this power. Izuku, I can handle it. I'm just worried. Her turning, and bring a hand directly up onto his face. And she actually does somewhat run her finger along to his lips, telling him, she does understand, but he must trust her. I do trust you. But Jean, Deku bring his hand up and grabbing onto hers. Her feeling Deku's strength. And right now Deku, he does somewhat squeeze her hand. And right now she does somewhat feel that. Deku, he does worry. And she does somewhat try to think about it for a minute. She does understand. The boost she felt. The empowerment. Right now, half of the Phoenix Force is right here. With both of them. The two of them, they make up one half of its power. And the control they have over it so far. I mean, before she felt good. Now she feels amazing. But keeping a handle on it. She has to keep a right mind. She has to keep her mind correct, straightened out. But it feels a little draining. But Deku, he's keeping it together. Her turning and asking him, is he okay? Yes, I am. I keep a lot of things in mind, Jean. Focus on what is important. Focus on John. Now, Gina stared directly at Deku. And right now she just wants to take a deep breath before she is able to correct herself. And right now she just wants to turn back and focus on Apocalypse. Apocalypse, his mind is key to this. As Deku, he does still have his hand up on her shoulder. And right now, Deku, he actually does go to help her. The two need to unlock Apocalypse's secrets. Find out what he does plan to do. Find out what he wants to do. And right now the Avengers, they are trying to get better things in order. Trying to understand how to clean this up. But there is T'Challa. T'Challa, he feels conflicted. Deku saved Wakanda. He came here and killed Namor. The king of Atlantis is lying dead in Wakanda. And right now, there is an issue. The Avengers, they don't see it the way he does. Right now, they are, well, quite simply, fractured on what to do. They have plans. And right now, he's concerned about what those plans might be. And the Avengers, yeah. Right now, they need to focus. Steve Rogers is lying unconscious in Wakanda. Tony Stark is back in New York. And the rest of the Avengers, they're still split on what to do, let alone what happened. And right now, somebody needs to be called in. Because otherwise, things are going to get a little too messy. A little too fast. Now, with that being said, there actually is Colossus and Magic. The two were talking about what to do. They already know this power, it can be, well, absorbed from the others. If the others lose their power, it goes to the remaining people still in power. Whenever Namor died, all four of them felt energized. So if one of them gives up their power, the other three will feel energized. But what if both of them give up their power? What if just one of them does, though? Maybe they can make a play at the others. I mean, if they combine their powers together, if they side with each other, what will they do? Now, the two do have a thought. It's not good right now. If they are able to take out Deku and Jean, that leaves both the two. And the remaining power, they wouldn't want to give it up. They feel amazing, but there's still that thought. They might have to kill the other one, just to maintain it, just to gain everything. But can they do that? Can they take on someone close to them, somebody they care about? Are they willing to kill them for power? Now, right now the two, they do think that. And it's a bit concerning. Because right now, there actually is Deku, who does arrive back home in Kansas. And whenever he actually does Doki fly down, he actually does land. And he does Doki step into the house. He looks different. And from what Shuri and, well, Rogue can see, he's, well, carrying a trident for one, and it is messy. Now, Deku, he does try to tell Shuri about what was going on. And Shuri, she is a bit alarmed. Wakanda was attacked? Now, Shuri does turn and run, her about to go for her ship, before Deku does somewhat stop her. Him bringing his hand up and telling her, as she took 2 steps away from him. He handled it. What do you mean? Her turning. It was Namor. Namor? Yes. He gained the abilities of the Phoenix. I have them as well. Izuku, I know. Rogue has been keeping me up to date. Just tell me. Namor attacked Wakanda. He wanted to take out the Avengers. He saw them as a threat to us. We disagreed. And now we don't. Izuku, what do you mean? Deku holding up this trident and telling her, as he was going to put it down into her hands. Right now, the greatest enemy to Wakanda is dead. And he most likely will be buried either at sea or in a shallow grave. Now, Shuri stared at Deku. I mean, he's not even supposed to be doing that. But right now, she has her concerns. Her going to lean in and kiss Deku, before going to turn and walk over somewhere to set down the trident, informing him they will find a proper place to put this later. Actually, her grabbing back at it, telling him she is going to put this on the ship, since she's the only one with access to it at the moment. Right now, however, they will discuss this later. She needs to call her brother. Her turning and walking away. As Rogue does look directly at Deku. What is it? Oh, you... What? I'm sorry? You're different. No, I'm not. Sorry. It's just, you're, a little bit more, it's about the weapon, isn't it? Yes. The kids are already to bed. And the weapon, I'm sorry. About? I'm sorry I brought the Trident of Atlantis inside the house. But I didn't... Sorry, hang on. Are you okay? I'm fine. It's just... Jean, she's asking a question. Now, Nicholas goes on turn, telling her he does apologize for the Trident, but right now he does have to go. They need to find out what to do about Apocalypse. And Deku, he does want to walk over. Him bending down and directly going to give Rogue a kiss, telling her after he handles everything, he'll come back home. Izuku just her bring her hand out and grabbing onto Deku's face. Come home alive, safe, and most importantly sane. Rogue, I'll try. But right now, we can fix everything. I know. I know how you feel about all this. Being on the sidelines. I'm happy you think that. Izuku, No, let me finish. I know you don't like being here. You want a simple life, but whenever you get it, you're not too sure if you want it, right? Mm-hmm. So, what if, after everything, after the baby's born, after mutants can start regaining powers, what if you came back? Izuku, someone has to be here. I mean, the baby, the kids. I can watch them. Okay, Izuku, I get what you're asking for, but Rogue, you want to be a part of the action. As much as I don't want to, I always get pulled in. If it comes to it, I will fly in there and save people. But that's not what I want to do. I never asked for these powers, but I still try to make what I can out of them. Now, Deku, he does go and stand up, telling her, it's just something to think about for right now. Just think about it, please. Deku gonna turn and fly away. Him basically rocketing out of the door before he does spark up into flames and fly off. And right now, Rogue is trying to think about it. Rejoin the X-Men. But no, she's overthinking things, isn't she? Ugh, so annoying. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.